I'm David, and today I'm going to be showing you just sort of how I use OBS, a streaming platform, super popular among people who stream games and everything in between. OBS is kind of like the standard software that a lot of folks use, so I'm just going to kind of walk through some of the basics and how I use it. Keep in mind that I'm going to be using the Mac version, which is a little less feature heavy than the PC version, but they're slowly working to get it up to the same feature parity as PCs. But just for the sake of this, I will be using a Mac. So yeah, we're just gonna jump right in here. So right here is sort of the main screen on OBS. And this is a free program, by the way, so you don't have to pay anything. It's open source, free, available to download. So right here, we'll start right here on the bottom left. And these are your scenes. And if you're familiar with After Effects or any other kind of motion or animation based software, you can kind of compare scenes to like your compositions. They're sort of presets that you set all of the settings for and then can switch back and forth on the fly, sort of like presets, I guess. So this is the scene right here. We'll start. And if you look in here, it goes to the video sources. So obviously you see me right now. I've got a green screen behind me in my apartment, and I'm using a video capture device. So let's just get rid of this so I can show you how to add new things to OBS. So right here, you're going to click this plus button. These are all the things that you can add to OBS right off the bat. For this, we're going to do video capture device, obviously, using my webcam here. So it's going to ask for your device. I'm just going to click webcam. You can see I have a capture card here, so if you have things like that plugged in, you can use that as your video output. There's also a plugin that lets you use OBS as a virtual webcam, so you can use it in other apps like Zoom or Discord. It will just sort of show your OBS screen. That's what that plugin does there. But we're just going to do FaceTime HD camera, built in, looking nice. You can pick your resolution here. I usually will just stick with the preset, but if you've got bad internet or whatever and need to drop it down, you can always do 640 by 480, etc. But we'll just stick with this for now. So click OK. And here I am, and I've got this red border around here, so I can drag this wherever. But let's get this green screen set up. So I'm just going to blow this up, and we don't want all of this, the walls of my apartment to show up on this, obviously. So we're going to hold Option and then click, and then this lets you sort of crop your screen however you want. So let's just crop it to the green there. Maybe bring this a little in. So that's looking pretty good. Just showing the green. I also have a ring light on my monitor here that I'll turn on just to kind of flatten things out a little bit. So if you are doing this, you're planning on using a green screen, I definitely recommend doing it in a room where you can control the lighting as much as possible. My desk is right in front of a window, so like at night, my lighting is different than during the day. So if you're able to do this in like a room without windows or somewhere where you can easily control the lighting, that's definitely the best way to go about it. So, okay, let's do the green screen here. So I'm going to right click on my video capture, and you can think of these as layers. That's going to kind of come into play in a bit here. So like your layers are going to kind of be arranged right here. So we go to the filters property here, and we want to add an effect. So I'm going to click the plus down here and then go to Chroma Key, and I can name this whatever I want. So I'm just going to call it green screen. And you can see it already grayed out the green screen behind me here. It was able to automatically, green is like the default, obviously. So it knew I had a green screen, but let's say you had a magenta screen. You could do that. And it even lets you pick your own custom color. And you've got all these options here to really fine tune it. Similarity, if you've ever used like Color Select or Magic Wand in Photoshop, this is very similar. So you can see just how you can really tweak it. That's too much, but yeah, that's good. Smoothness, just kind of that. And then key color spill reduction is more of like a kind of like similar colors nearby your green and how many of those you want in here. But I think this is looking pretty good now. So I'll hit close and boom, look at that. I'm behind black background, just like that, transparent. So let's get something going behind me here. And this is kind of where layers are going to come in. So I'm just going to drag a video. I'll drag this in. And you can, it is as easy as just dragging and dropping in into OBS, which is really nice. So you can see I've got this MP4 file here and it's playing in front of me. But if I want this to be my background, I can just drag it behind like so. And we want this to cover the whole screen, obviously. So I'm just going to resize it. And so here, now we got that. I can lock it if I don't want to move it around. And here I am, so I can move around too. And this is really sort of all of the basics here. You know, this MP4, you could, instead of that, you could add another video capture device. Like let's say I want to show my screen. So I could do display capture here. Create new. My screen is in 4K, so I'm gonna have to like shrink it down a bunch, but you can see that showing up right here. And this is my other monitor. There you guys all are. There we go. So there's my desktop. There's me. But we'll just turn this layer off for the time being. Let's say I want to make another scene. In this case, I'm just going to duplicate my current one. So I'm going to right click my scene here and do duplicate. Scene 2. Okay, all right, so I got big me, small me here, my background. So now if I want to switch between these two, I can just, it's easy as clicking scene 1, scene 2. See, just fading back and forth. And then if I want to not have that fade in, you can see it's kind of like a cross dissolve when I click between the two of them. You can go right here to scene transitions, and it's set to fade right now. But if I want to be cut, then I select cut and then boom, no fading.
If you wanted to get really advanced and have like 2 cameras, then you could switch camera 1, camera 2. Via,
exactly.
Like scene 1 and scene 2.
Okay. Exactly, and that's where you know, the Stream Deck tool comes in handy, where you can sort of map OBS scenes to buttons on this, so I don't have to drag my mouse over and click. I just have a button right by my keyboard, so I could click scene 1, scene 2, and it would jump on the fly without you know, me having to click it. I can just press a button, and so that's helpful if, you know, say I have to get up and go to the bathroom really quick. I can just click a preset scene that maybe is a video that says we'll be right back or something like that, and then just click back to my regular scene with me in it once I'm done.
Could you go over like the settings of where your recordings go?
Oh yeah, for sure. So I'm going to go to settings here. A lot of settings. So yeah, you can do automatically record when streaming. So you could have that if you have like 1,000,000 terabytes of space and just want to save everything you stream, you can do that. Let's see, output. Okay, so recording path, I just have mine set to the desktop right here, but you can browse and pick wherever. MKV is the default because that's a really good video file, but you will need VLC to play the videos because Mac OS doesn't support MKV natively. But if you do want a quick time, you can just select MP4 or MOV if you want. Recording quality, you can also do like lossless and you can make it separate from your stream quality. Just know that that's going to be a huge file and it's probably going to make your computer really laggy. So I wouldn't recommend if you're like gaming on your PC and you want to record it doing it that way, but that is available too if you want. If you are curious how to do the Twitch stream, you get a stream key, which I'm not going to like log into my Twitch and show you how to do that, but it's in your settings and it gives you this super long like multi-digit code that you just copy and paste in and that's your key. And then once that's in, it's automatically just linked to your account. So you can just hit stream and it'll start streaming off your Twitch, and you don't have to do any other work on that end, which is really nice. It's a nice
Also,
way.
with that, it's important to note that you should not be giving your stream key to anyone, because otherwise that means that they can record off of your account without having to log into your account.
Yeah, it's basically your stream key is like your username and your password all in one, basically. So yeah, you do not want to share it with anyone, because yeah, it lets whatever has your stream key is streaming on your behalf. So obviously don't be sharing that. And OBS is open source, like I said. So they are adding stuff all the time, but it is just a little bit behind the PC version. But overall, still works great.